Tonight on News 13.
A local business has their office vandalized after showing support for the Hazleton Police Department. I'll have that story.
A career fair here at Hazleton Area High School helps students find jobs right out of school. I'll have that story.
A church in Tamaqua was robbed nearly $10,000, while the pastor says he's not surprised. Coming up.
This is News 13 Now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News 13 Now. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Well, he wanted to do something to help his community and decided to hold a car wash to help the Hazleton Police Department. Yesterday, a paper ran a story to promote it, and today, that local garage owner went to his business and found it covered with graffiti. As Mike Matry reports, he now wonders if the graffiti and his support for the HPD are connected.
Tim Moeller, the owner of Tim's Auto Repair and Towing, just moved his business into a new location on South Poplar Street in Hazleton 2 months ago. He's been in the towing business for 9 years, but his business is new to Hazleton, and he wanted to help make the city safer. He knew about the financial and manpower challenges which the city of Hazleton faces, and the police department as well, and thought he might be able to help. That's when he had an idea.
We like to get more people to support it, then this town would be a lot better than what it is now.
So Tim thought the more people involved, the better, and decided to promote it and placed an ad in a paper which ran on Thursday. When he arrived for work this morning, he noticed something different. Fresh swirls of black spray paint defacing his newly painted white garage doors. Moeller bought the building a few months ago and spent countless hours cleaning, remodeling, and spicing up the shop. He's infuriated at his attempt to improve the business and has been ruined by vandals. But Tim says he won't let the criminal actions of others take the edge off. He is still focused on raising money for what he believes is a good cause.
We want to help clean the city up and get more police officers in here, try to make this a better town and community.
The owner believes this vandalism was done sometime late last night, and in the owner's 2-month short history here, he tells us he's never seen any damage done to his property. Moeller hopes he wasn't targeted for his support of the HPD, but isn't happy even if the vandalism was a random act. Graffiti or not, he and his crew will be ready to wash cars for HPD tomorrow and Sunday. Mike Madry, News 13, Hazleton.
It won't be services as usual for one church in Schuylkill County. Somebody broke in and stripped it of thousands of dollars worth of copper. It's a crime that's happening more and more frequently, but as Matthew Petrillo reports, police do have some leads.
Those are just examples of what they did.
Pastor Rodney Hall says this is what's left of the Sunday school room in the basement of the Primitive Methodist Church in Tamaqua.
Saw what had taken place. Of course, you're in disbelief. You're shell-shocked. You're devastated.
Hall says the thief broke into this window in the back of the church and stole $10,000 worth of copper pipes. And they didn't just steal your copper, they also came into the church here.
Yeah, they came in, went up to the front of the room there, went through the pulpit, looking for money, looking for anything they could find of value that they could take.
The water, we're gonna have the water on in the bathroom will be working.
Contractors have been working around the clock to clean up the mess left behind and install new copper pipes throughout the building.
Have lived long enough and seen enough in this world that unfortunately there's not many things that surprise us today as to the measures of evil that folks will go through or go to get what they want.
Tamaqua police wouldn't comment on the incident because they say it's an ongoing investigation. But a police report obtained by News 13 shows they do have leads. A summary dated from Thursday says a white male had come to the church and recently moved to the area from Nevada. According to the report, a church custodian told police, quote, "The male talked about needing money and made a comment about the copper piping in the church, stating this could be recycled." Police say they took several items from the church to process for fingerprints to see if they can connect it to the suspect. Meanwhile, Hall says he's grateful for the community's support. Unfortunately, he says he won't be holding Mass here this Sunday, but he says he does hope to get back up and running by next week. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Tamaqua.
Fire last night caused some heavy damage to a church in Hazleton. A kitchen fire at Iglesia Cristiana Monte de Sion Association on East Broad Street erupted just after a fundraiser at the church had ended. Fire crews say a pot of cooking oil left on the stove may have caused that fire. The flames and smoke caused heavy soot and water damage, forcing PPL to turn off power to the church.
Fire crews went into the building, went all the way to the rear of the building, down the back steps. When they found the basement door, went to the basement, they encountered 2 stoves on fire in the basement. The pastor said they had a fundraiser going on earlier. We're cooking empanadas with cooking oil. Must have forgot about them, the oil.
Fortunately, that blaze was contained and nobody was hurt. Firefighters spent hours working to clear the smoke, but there is too much damage for the congregation to use the building right now. No word on whether or not church services will be held there over the weekend. Well, is college really for everyone? High school students looking to get better prepared for their future had a great opportunity today. As Christina Papa explains, an in-school career fair highlighted dozens of great jobs they can move into after graduation.
High school seniors and juniors are starting to feel the pressure to go to college, choose a career, and plan for their future.
I'm looking for jobs right now. I have a job, but I don't really work a lot, so it's a good experience for me.
Industry leaders from around the area took time to inform students like Ethan Chartrand.
I think it's awesome. This is a really cool thing.
About the job opportunities right in their backyard.
So I'm just kind of looking for opportunities of jobs. I just want to get kind of what the spectrum is around Pennsylvania for working.
While Ethan's already been accepted to college, he kept his options open today while walking around Hazleton Area High School's gym during the first annual Jobs for You Expo, sponsored by State Representative Tara Toohill.
So we're trying to get all those jobs that are available out there right here in the building to the kids so that they could talk to people that are in those industries.
Toohill says the main goal, teach kids about what jobs are out there and then steer them in the right direction.
Everyone for so long has gotten pushed into going into college when necessarily that might not be the right path, or to go to college with a little bit more direction.
The right path may not lead students to higher education. There are thousands of job opportunities that don't require a college degree.
I think it helps out a lot of the kids that don't know what they want to do right away, and it benefits a lot of people.
There are booths set up to help students find jobs right out of school, but there are also booths set up to help students decide if they want to further their education.
What interests them? Maybe they want to go to the Lackawanna College. Maybe they want to go into law enforcement. There's jobs out there in medicine. Healthcare is a booming industry.
I want to be an obstetrician. There isn't really like a specific table, but the different like nursing and healthcare tables did help.
Senior Gisleen Salderon has big plans for her future. Making the best decision can be stressful. That's why she says having support from the community really helps. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazel Township.
Still ahead on News 13 now, the snuggle alert continues for this weekend as nighttime temps head down below zero. We'll tell you about it. Also ahead.
Have you thanked a veteran lately? A local school holds a special program to thank those who have fought for our country. I'll have that story.
You're watching News 13 now, local and loving it. You're watching News 13 now on SSPTV, brought to you by Samson Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Veterans Day is until Monday, but Freeland Elementary students decided to thank American heroes during a special ceremony today. As Christina Papa tells us, the event was meaningful for some very special guests.
Christiana Hunsinger was especially proud to sing during the Veterans Program at Freeland Elementary Middle School Friday. Her grandfather, a veteran himself, was sitting in the crowd.
I really enjoy him being here. It's kind of special.
Her grandfather, Dalton Young Jr., served on a submarine in the Navy during the Cold War. He came to hear Christiana sing, but he says there was another reason he came as well.
To, bring recognition to the troops fallen in the past and the troops that are coming back now, and just let everybody know that this country was founded on these principles and that, needed to support the troops.
He's instilled those values in his granddaughter, who says she couldn't be happier to thank a veteran, especially today.
They told me that it's very important and that I should always thank the people in the service.
Freeland Elementary welcomed community and family to the event to help the students honor, pay tribute, and remember those who have fought and died for our freedoms.
I think it's important for the students to listen to that. The price of freedom is not free. And as young students, as young individuals, they need to realize that the sacrifices that these men and women have made for them, and they kind of take for granted the rights that they enjoy, and they really don't know how they came about to get them.
Freeland's VFW answered students' questions to help them better understand what it really means to be a veteran.
Once you're in there, you're always in someone's eye. And if they need help, they're going to have to give them more help.
Veteran Edward Green says he'd like to see the students treating one another better and to carry on the tradition of gratefulness to future generations.
People use their own prayer of thanksgiving every day, thank the veterans, and hope that they all return safely.
Christina Papa, News 13, Greater Hazleton.
Time now for News 13 weather.
And in tonight's weather shot, we are local and loving it in Hazleton with a panoramic view of the Mountain City from way down at the bottom of Poplar Street. Checking the National Weather Service radar, and what you see are just patches of precipitation that have been moving through the region all day, and depending upon where you are and how cold it was, you probably saw some snow squalls or even some sleet as they moved on through. Here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. First for Greater Hazleton for tonight, partly cloudy and cold with a low around 27. And Thursday, partly sunny with a high up to 44, but mostly cloudy at night, low heading down to 35. For Sunday, partly sunny and breezy, a high of 47, but it's going to be clear and cold at night with a low down to 30. Monday is Veterans Day, and it'll be mostly sunny with a high near 46. At night, it'll be cloudy with the low down to 30. And for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of only near 36 degrees. And heading to Schuylkill County for tonight, partly cloudy and cold with the low around 28. And for Saturday, partly sunny, high up to 47, mostly cloudy at night with the low down to 32 degrees. For Sunday, partly sunny, but it'll be windy, but with a high near 50. Then it gets mostly clear and cold at night with the low dropping to 29. For Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 49, cold at night, low again around 29. For Tuesday, a chance of showers with a high just climbing to 38 degrees. Well, high school students in our area are doing their best to send a little piece of home to our troops overseas. They made holiday care packages for them with some help from local veterans. Matthew Petrillo was there as they packed things up to ship out.
A chain that spanned about 20 people wrapped from this truck over a ramp and inside the Freeland American Legion. They're taking boxes filled with everything from food to magazines to letters.
I had volunteered, and when I remember Pearl Harbor, and I just wanted to get in the military for the worst way.
Veterans worked with students like Walker Day.
Kind of just shows living history, and they're great people, and they live to such high standards, and something that we'd all like to live up to.
Walker Day and other student members of Can Do collected thousands of items from area schools and businesses to make these care packages.
When you get a package from home and you're overseas, it means a lot.
Students say they learned a lot about the important role veterans play in society today.
Even our reserves are very important anymore. Years ago they weren't, but now they're very important. They do most of the work right now.
The Freeland American Legion turned the items into care packages for local troops serving overseas.
It was great, and I would do it again, and I think every kid out of school should go.
Ed Appleman says veterans today should not only help those in the military any way they can, but also encourage young people to participate.
Of course, the technology's changed. I think tactics are different. There's a lot of things changed, as in the way they go to war versus Vietnam.
One veteran joked he wished he got care packages like these when he served. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Freeland.
And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. The daily, 227. The big four, 7317. Quinto, 70485. And the treasure hunt, 1, 16, 20, 25, 28. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Joseph David. This wish comes with love from your mom and sister. Happy birthday, Carol Colley. She celebrates on Saturday from Sue and family. And Carol will also be celebrating on Saturday with her husband, Jim, their wedding anniversary from Sue and family. Tonight's Talk of the Town report. There will be a veterans program at the Hazleton Laurel Mall J.C. Penney Wing on Saturday, November 9th with guest speakers Tara Toohill and Frank Schmidt. The community is welcome to attend. The Rotary Club of Hazleton will be holding its annual spaghetti dinner on Wednesday, November 13th at Genetti's Best Western. Eat-in or takeout will be available from 4:30 to 7 p.m., and tickets may be purchased from any Rotary member or by calling 570-454-2494. And finally, the third annual Emmanuel Christian School Fall Auction will be held Saturday, November 9th at Sand Springs Country Club. A viewing of items begins at 4:30 and auction starts at 6. No tickets are required to attend. For more info, please call 570-459-1111. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Eugene J. Soboleski of McAdoo. Funeral is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. from the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Sharon L. James of West Hazleton. Mass is Monday at 10 a.m. in the Holy Rosary Church. The Firo Funeral Home is handling the arrangements. Donna Marie Miller of Hazleton. Funeral is Monday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. And Joan Llewellyn Hopper of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Lehman Family Funeral Service.
This is News 13 Sports.
It's not the District 11 playoffs. That's actually what they wanted to be in. But hey, remember, Marion started the year 0-3. That put them squarely behind the 8 ball. They rallied back nicely, and they do have an 11th week game. Eastern Conference is where they're headed, and they're taking on Muncie. Now, Muncie, the number 2 seed. Standikoski's Colts, the number 3 seed. So you figure this could be a pretty good game. It's going to be a very cold game because I'm telling you, it is getting frosty out there now as sun's starting to set. But, you know, those Marion faithful are a pretty hardy bunch. So we'll see what happens. But that's the headliner locally. Now, tomorrow, we've also got a whole bevy of quarterfinal games in girls volleyball. And that includes Marion as well. Marion is the top seed coming out of District 11, and they're going to be Christopher Dock, who is the number 1 seed down in District 1. So that should be a pretty good matchup down at Muhlenberg High School in Reading tomorrow. You got Dayspring Christian Academy and Bishop Guilfoyle in the other half, Elk County Catholic Bishop Carroll, Clarion area, and Concocterton. They are out in the West in Single A. Now, Double A, the Lone Catholic and Holy Redeemer out of the Wyoming Valley. That's at Pine Grove tomorrow at 5 p.m. Lancaster Catholic Pope John Paul II, Freeport, Fort LaBeouf, Indiana, and Canant area are scheduled as well. Field hockey. Well, Gwinnett Mercy, Archbishop Carroll in the Double A, and the winner there gets the winner of Upper Perkiomen, Wyoming Sem. Talking with Coach Karen Klossner, she said, hey, be a tough one. Upper Perkiomen, a very physical team, and they're going to have their hands full tomorrow. So we'll wait and see what happens at that quarterfinal match. High noon, Emmaus High School. Meanwhile, the District 2 champ, Crestwood Lady Comets, on the road to trying to defend their state championship. Crestwood Southern Lehigh tomorrow, and that's going to be under the lights at Crispin Field down in Berwick. Ole Valley, Forbes Road. That's another match going on out west. And finally, on the AAA level, Westchester Henderson, Hepburn Horsham, Warwick at Emmaus, Coughlin, Penn Manor, Lower Dolphin, and Twin Valley, as we keep telling you, in the quarterfinals. And 3 of the teams still involved are from the Wyoming Valley Conference. They are absolutely the queens of the field hockey in the eastern part of the state of Pennsylvania, so we'll see what happens. Well, it was a good night for the Minnesota Vikings. Hazleton native Eric Sugarman got a lot of camera time last night, and his Vikings had a lot of smiles on their faces as they rallied to beat the Washington Redskins 34-27 in a Thursday night football game. Now, the Eagles, can they keep it going? 7 touchdowns last week by Nick Foles. How many this week against Green Bay at Lambeau? We'll wait and see. The New York Giants off the bye are hosting the Oakland Raiders, and the Pittsburgh Steelers entertaining Buffalo in the Steel City. NBA, Knicks in Chicago. Cleveland moves into Philadelphia to take on the Sixers. Tonight, Albany and Wilkes-Barre Scranton skating at the Mohegan Sun Arena. And then on Sunday, the Pens will travel up to Springfield. So 2 out of 3 days this weekend, it's going to be Pens hockey. You enjoy the hockey, basketball, football, whatever you're into, and hope you have a good weekend.
Friday, November 8th. Short shots. Hi, everybody. Also a bad hair day. Let's review. Hazelton area lost to Berwick last Friday, 43-7, after only trailing 9-0 at half. The Bulldogs completed its first perfect regular season since 2000. Zach Zikowski of the Cougars finished his junior season with 1,034 yards rushing. The Cougars finished their campaign at 3-7, exactly what I had predicted before the season opener. 10-0 Berwick will play 9-1 Crestwood at Crispin Field in Berwick in the Class 3A tournament opener. The Dogs clubbed the Comets 41-6 in each team's season openers. The winner will then meet the winner of 9-1 Abington Heights and 10-0 Scranton Prep. Abington Heights' only loss this season was to Scranton Prep. Marion Catholic led Tamaqua 10-0 at intermission, but the Tams scored 24 unanswered points in the second half to win 24-10 in Tamaqua. Marion's season at 5-5 is not over, as they have qualified for the Eastern Conference playoffs. They will face Muncie and Muncie. The Blue Raiders are also in the postseason with a 7-3 record. But how about Marion Catholic's girls volleyball club? The Lady Colts are rolling like a speeding locomotive, completely out of control. They are district champions about to enter the state tournament at 20-2. Good luck to them. In college football, number 1, 2, 5, and 6 did not play last week, but number 3 and number 4 did. Florida State mauled Miami 41-14, and Ohio State pummeled Purdue 56-0. What else? Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Nick Foles tied an NFL record by throwing 7 touchdown passes against the Raiders at Oakland. Mother of God! The Eagles had only scored 1 offensive touchdown in its last 3 games before. Only 5 other quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown 7 touchdown passes in 1 game. Sid Luckman, George Blanda, Whitey Tittle, Joe Kapp, and Adrian Burke, who did it for the Eagles in 1954 against the Redskins, who incidentally lost last night to the Vikings. I can say this since I am a Washington fan. The Skins stink. Staying with the NFL, Coach Andy Reid, who got kicked out of Philly after last season and landed in Kansas City, has the Chiefs, who won 2 lousy games all last season at 2-14. Perfect at 9-0. NASCAR driver Jimmy Johnson took over the Sprint Cup Series lead with a dominating victory at Fort Worth, Texas. Also last night, Stanford beat number 2 Oregon 26-20, and Baylor beat up Oklahoma 41-12. Penn State has Minnesota, and Notre Dame has Pitt, both on the road. You have a good one. Till Monday, be a good sport. Stay loose.